Hello everyone, Jim from Ohio here, and I haven't posted a video in the last few weeks, and you can see why. For those who saw my last video where we set up these new raised beds, I've been spending the last several weeks actually filling them. And so we've got 3 of these 3-foot by 12-foot Leo Life or on Leo Life beds. We've got 8 of the 4 by 8 beds, and then we also got some of these 2-foot by 10-foot beds that we've got our arbor for. We've got one for cucumbers and one for green beans, and we'll rotate those out every year. But I did get all of the beds filled up with a mixture of topsoil and compost. Down at the bottom, each of the beds has about 6 to 8 inches of leaves, logs, sticks, various other material that's biodegradable that'll break down over time. It was really a lot of work. We did fill all of these with shovel and wheelbarrow, and the help of my daughter and my grandkids. They were a huge help. But I'm moving on to the next step now. We'll be planting in a couple weeks. But before we do that, what I wanted to do was a very important step. Now, with the raised beds, it's a lot easier to control your soil conditions. You can put any additives into the soil that you want in terms of fertilizer or any other microbacterial solutions to help your growing. But one of the downsides of raised beds is they do tend to dry out quicker just because everything's above ground. So to combat that, we're going to move on to the next step. And what I did, I picked up some of these bales of coco coir, and I'll include a link where I was able to get these. Now, a lot of these, when you find, they're only 1 pound. The ones that I got were 11-pound blocks or 5-kilogram blocks, and I'm going to do one of these in each of the beds. So what coco coir actually is, it's a process that they use when they harvest coconuts for a food product. They take the shells and the husk of those coconuts and they grind those up into almost like a powder, and then they compress it into bricks like you see here. Now, the really interesting thing about those coco coir, the husk and the shells of the coconut, is it's highly absorbent. So when you add this into your soil, or you use it as actually a media to grow in. Now, if you do grow in it by itself, you do have to add some nutrients because it doesn't have any nutrients. But the properties of it, because it's so absorbent, it'll hold water, and so it'll hold water into the soil. And that's what our purpose for using it in the beds are. Now, the other interesting thing about this stuff that I read online is that it is a natural deterrent for various insects such as ants or roaches, and also fungus gnats. There's also some fungus or bacteria that are those negative fungus or bacteria products that are in the soil that it's a natural deterrent for. So hopefully by adding this into the beds, it'll get rid of some of those problematic insects. Now, I know that a lot of people that do grow in raised beds will occasionally have problems with pill bugs or those roly-polies. I honestly don't know if this is a deterrent for those, but I guess time will tell as we begin using the beds. We can report back, and I'll let everybody know if I see those show up or if I don't have a problem with them from the start. So let's move on to working on these beds. Now, I thought about just breaking these up loosely, mixing them in with the soil, but these things are tough. I went at it with a piece of rebar and tried to break it up into powder. That didn't work. I hit it with a drill. It was just going to take forever. So I am going to go ahead and do it the traditional way and do a wet mix. So I've got just kind of a container here. I do have water from the last one of these that I did, but basically what you do is once you open up the block, you set it into the container and then you add water and let it expand. So what I found, each of these blocks will use up about 15 pounds of, or 15 gallons of water. So I'm gonna just let this float in here. I'm gonna come back in about a half hour and this will be totally filled up, and all of this won't be broken down yet. We're gonna have to remove what has expanded and then add more water. But basically what I'm doing is I'm just gonna take it and throw it on the top of the bed. Now this is one of those expanded blocks, and I was able to get about 1.5 to 2 inch total coverage over this 12-foot bed just from one block that expanded. And then what I'm going to do is just mix it in with the top 2, 3, 4 inches of soil, and that should help hold, since this stuff will retain water a lot longer than soil. What I'm hoping is that will get it to the root zone of the plants, and within those first 3 or 4 inches of soil help retain some of the moisture there. Now this one I still have yet to mix it in, but I did one of these yesterday and I'll show you kind of the difference. So this is what the soil looks like. It's very dry. We did have rain a few days ago, and if I dig down enough, I do get moisture from our rain a few days ago. But you can see already the difference in the color of the soil over there versus the color of the soil here that has that coco coir mixed in, and I just have to barely scrape away, and you can see there's already moisture right there. So I think the coco coir is gonna be real good for this. But what I'll do, I'll come back here shortly after this block has expanded, and I'll show you how I'm just kind of tossing it in. Well, you probably don't need to see that, but I'll do a video of it anyway. But I'll just take it and toss it, and then we'll go in and start mixing this in with the soil. Okay, here we are about a half hour later, and you can see a lot of the water has been absorbed and this block has just expanded, but it's still pretty dry up here at the top. So I've got another 5-gallon bucket that I'm going to dump in there, and like I mentioned before, it's probably going to take about 15 gallons of water for this block to fully expand and start breaking down to be the consistency that we want it to be, in order to break it apart and toss it into the beds. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of push that down, and you can see it is down at the bottom, it's starting to crumble up, and that's how we want it. And what we're going to do then is just take this and toss it up into the bed, and takes a lot of tossing, but eventually we'll get it scattered out throughout the entire bed about the depth that we want it, and it should look just like that one after everything's said and done. So I'm going to go ahead and let this just continue breaking down a little bit. We'll come back out here later. Now as far as this stuff goes, all I'm going to do here is just a lot of the water has already got pulled down into the soil that was in this coco coir. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mix it in the first couple inches of soil like this. And you may want to use gloves, depends on how much gravel or anything you might have in your soil. We've got good clean topsoil and compost here, so I'm not really concerned about that. But it does take a little bit of effort to do this part, but I'm gonna just break up some of the clumps there. But I think in the long run, this is gonna be really good and beneficial for maintaining the moisture level in these beds. So we'll come back in a little bit and see how that block is doing over there. Okay, I've tossed out some of the stuff that was really saturated and kind of broke it up a little bit more with my hands, and now I'm adding a third 5-gallon bucket of water to this mixture. Okay, leave that sitting to soak everything up for, oh, probably another 10 minutes or so. Then I'll come out and toss the rest of the stuff. In the meantime, while I was waiting for that, I did go in and kind of mix this in the top couple inches of soil, and I just used my hands. You probably could use a pitchfork or a shovel or something like that to do it if you don't want to use your hands, but like I said, this is pretty loose stuff, so I didn't really have that big of a challenge with it. So we'll come back shortly when this is a little more ready to go. So when mixing the coco coir into the soil, if you don't want to use your hands like I did, you could always get you know, some type of a wide pitchfork like this and just simply twirl it into the soil. And what that's going to do just throughout the entire bed, it's going to just kind of mix that coco coir down into the first couple inches of soil. Now this works. I found that I didn't like doing this as much. I preferred using my hands with the tool like I'm doing right now. I don't know if I was just doing it too erratically or what, but I was tending to throw a lot of the soil out of the beds when using it. So like I said, I just do it with my hands and call it done. So just an option if you choose to go that route and you don't want to get it all over your hands.